Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more vintage story. In between episodes, I have been prospecting, searching around like a madman. If we look on our map and head over to the place that we teleported to, you can see all of these little dots, and that's where I've been prospecting. Took me like multiple days and multiple prospecting picks. The red readings have like almost no resources, the green ones have good readings. I found a bunch of sphalerite, I found a bunch of copper. No iron though. The best iron reading I found was poor right there, poor hematite. High cassiterite, poor hematite was the best iron reading I found in this area. One thing I did find right by the portal, where was the portal? It was right here, wasn't it? Right by the portal there is ultra high pentlandite, which I believe is nickel. I think it's quite rare and might need it later on. I have multiple ultra high readings. There's ultra high reading there, very high, ultra high there, and then very high, ultra high down there. So I've got 3 ultra high nickel readings, like in fact 4, within like massive chunks away. Like there might be a lot of nickel. There might be a lot of nickel around there. Anyway, I wasn't getting any readings of iron around that area, so I headed back to the base, and then I started exploring north towards the Resonance Archives, because we're going to have to explore there at some point. And on the way, I was taking readings, didn't really find much, bunch of copper and stuff like that, until I got to this area, and I stumbled across a decent reading of hematite. So I started to prospect around in a little circle, and find where the reading was at its highest, which seems to be right here. All around here it goes to poor, goes to decent, high, but 4.46% right here next to this lake, which is where we're standing, seems to be the highest reading. But there is also a very deep lake right next to it. I've been trying to look in the walls to see if I see anything. These are the little spots where I was prospecting, but if we go down, it gets too dark to see. Maybe if we had a lantern we could look a bit better. But it seems like right around here is where we got the highest reading of iron. So, yeah, right next to me here is the 4.46. So I'm going to dig a shaft right here, I think. And we're going to see if we can find any iron. There's also a cave entrance like right over there somewhere, so we will probably have to be careful and maybe dig a 2-block wide tunnel just so that we don't fall into a cave and not be able to get out. So let's dig ourselves a tunnel and hope that we find some iron, because I am desperate. I am down. I had to make a new pickaxe and I'm down to 1 singular ingot of bronze left with no other bronze making materials other than copper. Okay, well, we're quite far down. I haven't been getting any ore nodes nearby yet. Let's quickly just check this. Huge amounts of quartz. Yeah, we just broke into a cave, and I heard a shiver. There's a whole bunch of quartz there, but there is no iron readings yet, which is very worrying. Also, my sanity meter is going crazy fast to the left. I do not want to mess with this cave. I really do not want to mess with the cave. I'm also completely out of ladders, which is not great either. That's how we're going to do that. We're just going to block ourselves off from all of that nastiness. I could really use some more sticks though, damn it. Well, the sanity meter was getting really low there, so I had to make it out and get up high so that we can regain a bit of our sanity back, and I'll head back down. I'm going to need some more sticks or some dirt, because I'm completely out of blocks and ladders to get back up. Okay, we've come crazy far down. If you look at under the map, you can see the coordinates. We're down to Y23. By the way, Control V to make that little box appear and disappear. We're like 100 blocks down, and I'm still not getting any readings, so I'm just going to quickly take a long-range reading and see if there's any change from up top. Decent hematite, 3.5%. Okay, it's gone down 1% from me going all the way down here. That's strange. That's very strange. Okay, well, I just had to head home and make myself a new pickaxe because this one was almost broken. As you can see, I've been making some little shafts here and there, trying to get some readings to see if there's anything off of this main shaft. that is going to give us an iron reading, because I can't find anything. Well, I say I can't find anything. I have just got myself a small reading for hematite. So it's somewhere this way, around the 40 block Y range. It could even be this way. Let's quickly check this way. Large amounts. Okay, well, it seems like it's more likely to be this way than that way, if this is large and that's small. So, let's dig a little bit this way and see what we can find. Now this is obviously that reading is a 6 by 6 by 6, so it could be anywhere within like a 12 block cube. But hopefully, yeah, large amounts. Hopefully we find something around here. So right here at the torch we got very large amounts. So now the objective is to kind of search in a 6 blocks this way, 6 blocks this way, 6 blocks this way, and then also maybe up and down. I don't think up is going to be any good, but down might be, it might be below us. And large. So we got very large here, and large over here. So it seems to be kind of more this way. So let's have a little dig around this way. Oh my god, it was... Okay, well, it seems like I was just standing on it the whole time. Let's have a look. Is it right underneath me? Yeah. Oh, baby. Iron ore, finally. Finally, my last ingot of bronze. And we've got some iron. Oh, baby. Hopefully it's a good amount. Let's do it. Let's mine our very first piece. It's medium quality, which is not too bad. And then obviously we're going to have to bash this up with a hammer. How much do we get for one singular piece? We get 5. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So each 4 of these blocks we will get an ingot. It works out to, I think. Well, it's looking like we've got a good amount here. Nothing too crazy at the moment, but hopefully we've got enough to last us a while, because the tool durability has been a killer for me. It's been absolutely killing me. I'm going to apologize again for pantograph copying the design of the dragon in the last episode, but me copying that was the difference between it taking 3 chisels and it taking 4 chisels, and if I hadn't copied it, it would have taken 4 chisels and I wouldn't have this ingot to use for a pickaxe to mine this iron. So we would have basically just fell short of being able to get iron if I hadn't copied the design of that pantograph, the dragon thing in the last episode, the gargoyle. But yeah, apologies for that little bit of cheatiness. I still feel bad about it. I've been worrying that I'll lose all my viewers because I cheated a little bit. It's not really cheating, but it kind of is a little bit. Anyway, oh man, we're gonna have to run up quickly before we start going insane. Okay, got some sanity back, so let's get back to it. And it seems like this was kind of 2 deposits or 2 like discs on top of each other, sideways a little bit. It's not the biggest I've seen in, like I've seen some videos of people that have just giant iron veins where all of the walls are covered. But it's good enough for us, and hopefully it's better durability than bronze, because yeah, it's been the bane of my existence for a while now. Also, another quick apology if the upload schedule kind of hasn't been too great recently. That's because Escape from Tarkov 1.0 has come out, and as somebody with 2,500 hours in it, I've become addicted again. I can't, I'm sorry, I can't stop. I need to. Yeah, I need to do it. I need to shoot things, I need to loot things. I just have to. I'm sorry, but I'll try and keep on top of the uploads. I'll try and keep these videos coming out. And hopefully I'll have some time off over Christmas to make a good few videos. Okay, so this is where we started. We mined out all of this. Found another one up here. Mined out all of this. All of this. And then it's still more that goes all the way round through here, and it's just a 1 layer disc, 1 block layer disc, and it goes all the way back here as well. even more. There's probably like another stack or two at least of iron. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 stacks and a little bit extra. And the pick is about to break. We've got 30 durability left. I think we're going to call it there. I think I'm going to head home and I will mark this as the iron mine. So let me just quickly get rid of all of these stones that I don't particularly want in my inventory, and we're going to head home. Also, there's a trader just above our iron mine here. His name's Horace, and he's a local goods trader. He's got some I don't know what that is, but lead piece. He's got a corgi pup. He's got some cool stuff, silver flax, bunch of clothes and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to try and head home in the rain and the darkness. I don't know what... I think my screen's glitching out because my temporal stability is so low. Anyway, I'm going to head back. Okay, finally made it home. The berry bushes are blooming and it's looking good. But what's looking even more good is the amount of iron in my inventory. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4 full stacks of chunks plus 15 plus another 2 of the crystallized. I'm going to keep that actually. I think at some point I'm going to be able to put that on a shelf or some kind of shelf. In fact, I know I am because I've installed mods to allow me to put more stuff on shelves. But we'll get to that. Let's see. How much iron do we get from one stack? We get 2 full 128 piece stacks plus 64. So that is... Yo, that's a lot. 20 pieces will be an ingot. So that's 6 ingots. 6 ingots plus another 3. 15 ingots per stack of this. So that's 15, 30, 45... 60... More than 60 ingots. That is... Yeah, that's good. And there's still more there, which is... Yeah, I'm happy. I'm so happy that I don't have to keep using bronze, because my god, is it breaks so quick. Let's hang up our pro pick, because we don't need it anymore. Well, we don't need it right now. Let's put this little hide down. Let's also feed the kitty cats, and we'll start making some fire clay and start making some more crucibles. Not crucibles. The bloomeries. We'll start making some bloomeries. I also want to make one for glass so that I can finish off all the things I still haven't done. I want to plane this down and add glass, and it's been so long. That was like 4 or 5 episodes ago. I still haven't done it because I haven't had any glass. I still haven't had enough glass to finish this off either. Anyway, enough yapping. Let's get to cooking up some charcoal so that we can do all the things. Well, temporal storm happened, and you can guess what happened as to why I'm glowing on the way back home. Also, in between episodes, I've started work on a little barn here, which we will try and finish off in this episode, but I don't know we'll try. The roof may take a long time, and if it does, then the roof is not getting finished, but we'll try and get the animals in there at least so that they're safe from bear attacks. Okay, so I've made a fresh batch of charcoal. Got about 57. There's some more in there. We got about a stack and a half of charcoal ready to use. Let's make a couple of these bloomery bases so that we can cook up our iron. Hopefully some glass as well if we don't lose too many bricks, because I'll be alright. I've got enough charcoal to make some more flint. In fact, let's do that. Let's get some more of this flint cooking up so I can make some more bricks and more bloomeries. So we put the bloomeries down. We put the chimneys on top. And then we should be able to add our iron and our charcoal. So let's see how much of this iron it will take. Shift right click to add them. Okay, it'll actually take 120 nuggets. I didn't think it would be that much, but that's really good. 120 nuggets and 6 charcoal. Oh, and if you shift control right click, it adds them a lot more at a time, so you don't have to sit here forever. Okay, so that should be 6 ingots of iron per. Let's get 6 charcoal in there and we'll light these up. And it should take around 12 hours and then we'll be able to change these into actual iron nuggets. I'll show you the process there. Because basically it is, the melting point of this is over 1482 degrees C. So we have to put them in these bloomeries to heat them up further because charcoal doesn't get hot enough to burn them. But if you've got the airflow, it heats it up further. Anyway, we'll be back when they're done. Also, it looks like we've got our first ever soybean harvest ready to go. And 5 pieces, not too bad. Hopefully we get some extra seeds from these and we can start making more. And once your bloomeries have finished cooking up, just break them to get your iron out. And if you're quick enough, they should actually still be hot, but I was definitely not quick enough because I've been trying to build a barn over by the other edge of the base. I also made, these ones might still be hot, they are a little bit hot. Also made another bloomery with some more iron and one with some glass. So, if like me your bloomeries are not hot enough to work, then just throw them on the forge, heat them up, one by one. I think we can only put one in here, right? Yeah. This is only 600, so that's definitely not hot enough. So let's get these heated up. I'm also going to saw up these glass so that we get more bang for our buck, 24 instead of 12. I'm not entirely sure what temperature it has to get to be workable, but I'm guessing once it starts glowing like that, around 1000 degrees, we can pick it up and start working it. So throw it on your anvil, grab your hammer, and I believe you go to the split function, and you want to take off all of these black impurity pieces. It does take off multiple at a time. Okay, and once you get rid of all of the... Oh no. I just destroyed a piece. Oh no. So you notice it's not actually like a fully formed ingot. We're actually going to have to pull these voxels around and try and make it into... Oh no. Try and make it into a fully formed ingot without destroying any pieces like I already did. Or having any like on the side. Some of these might not come back up. So let's try and get this... Oh my god, stop right clicking. Oh, this might actually be the way. If we take the pieces from here, we can move these ones over easier. Okay, almost there. Just a couple more. Can we pull this in? We can. Lovely. So sometimes you might actually find that you don't have enough pieces, or you mess it up and you don't don't have any voxels left to make a complete ingot. I think that is actually possible with this, but luckily our first one is a good one. I should have actually had a piece of charcoal and another bloom cooking up, heating up in our forge here. That was a mistake. But there is our first iron ingot. I should have actually just turned it into a tool while it was still hot, but I wanted to see it. There it is, look at it, beautiful. That was a hell of a lot of work to get to this point. Let's make sure we got enough coal in the forge and we'll keep working through these. So I've got 16 more ingots, 17 actually, to remove the impurities and turn it into an ingot. It's going to take a long time. I will try and also turn some of these into tools. I need a new chisel, we need a new sword. I've got no pickaxes left. We'll probably need another hammer, another saw. I need a scythe. We need so much stuff, and I need a whole bunch of chisels and plugs, because now that we're in iron we can actually start using the quarry mod. So I'm going to need to make some plugs and some more chisels for that, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's just get these going. Okay, another one. Let's actually make this into a tool while we're here. Look at all this beautiful iron stuff. What do we need? We need a pickaxe big time. Where's the pickaxe? There it is. So just like normal, the shape doesn't change. We'll just bash this one out. And there it is. The iron pickaxe. Beautiful. I don't know whether it's more fuel efficient to make them into tools straight away or to make them into blooms, because this has been sitting here ready to work for quite a while. Make sure we pick that pickaxe head up, turn it into a tool. Look at that, 1000 durability. I don't know how much the bronze was, but I think it's like double what the bronze is. It's actually really helpful that you can just move the voxels of the ingot around, just in case you're struggling to kind of make the pattern. It's kind of a bit like Tetris, to be honest. I sound like a boomer saying Tetris, but this one's going to have to be a hammer because our hammer is getting really, really low. So let's quickly make this into a hammer before it breaks. And there's the hammer. Alright, here's the important one though, the iron chisel. Let's cool that down and we can compare the durability to this bronze one. The bronze one starts at 1000. And this one starts at 2000. Yeah, double. Lovely. Oh, what just happened? I think, oh my god. That was almost a disaster. I think I had to make a brand new hammer. The iron one, and it defaulted to heavy hit. I think we almost lost some voxels then. That could have been bad. Yeah, so right here, the iron splitter plug. This is what we're going to use for the quarry mod. And I think we're going to make 8 of these. It's either like 3x3, 4x4, 5x5. I think 4x4 will be good for now. So we're also going to have to make a bunch of chisels, and it's a whole bunch of resource investment. I think they don't actually break, which is the best thing about them. Okay, and this last ingot, I think we're going to turn into an axe head. I can't decide between the shears or the axe. We're going to go with an axe. Okay, so there we have it. We've got an iron axe, an iron scythe, an iron falx blade, a pickaxe, a shovel, another hammer, because this one is almost gone, iron chisel, 4 splitter plugs. I should probably make a couple more, maybe even 4 more. A saw, I don't know if I said a saw already, but yeah, plus another 5 ingots. That's all of our 16 that we made, and that's not bad going. These 5, I think I should make at least 2 more splitter plugs, at least. They're basically working like a 2x2, 3x3, 4x4. We will probably do some of that in the next episode. Yeah, we'll probably save the splitter plugs for the next episode because I want to finish off these buildings that we've been making, that I've been doing off camera. We've got a little chicken coop up here, which I need to put some glass windows into. And we've got a little barn. It's nothing special. It's really nothing special. It looks a lot better from the inside than it does on the outside. And the roof is nowhere near finished. These things, by the way, the things that I'm using for the roof here are dark mud bricks. You can actually make these really cheap early game bricks. So yeah, you've got light mud bricks and dark mud bricks. The light ones just sand, dirt, grass and clay. Any clay, I think, any sand. And the dark ones is the same, but just dirt, no sand needed. So that's really good. I think it's vanilla. It doesn't say it's from a mod, so I'm guessing it's vanilla. But yeah, just a little barn so we can avoid any bear incidents or any goat escapes. This goat, the male goat, has escaped like another 2 or 3 times since the last episode. I'm going to need more glass, aren't I? Yeah, that's not enough glass, because we still got to do these windows and the ones on the other side. But we got chickens, we've got a deer trapped in here. The pigs gave birth. We've got another deer trapped in here. Pigs gave birth and the babies grew up. The goat also gave birth and that grew up. It's been a while building and searching for iron. I spent a long time searching for iron, I tell you. But yeah, just a super simple barn design. These are debarked logs. You can actually like plane them down so they look almost like beams. Speaking of beams, we need to beam it up on this, beam up on this, make these things look a bit better. We've also got like a little airlock, because the plan for this is, you may notice I've done some weird things with the floor. So, chicken coops. Like, something like 10 years ago in Terra Firma Craft, I had a chicken coop that I had a design for using the little planks where the chickens would breed on the top floor, and there was holes in the floor, and the little babies would fall through to the bottom floor. And I think that's a really good design to try and do with this because of the generations thing. So I did a little testing in a creative world, and it seems like if we go to the 2x2 chisel thing and have like a 3x3 hole, that's just big enough for the babies to fit through. Not big enough for the adults to fit through. You can also do like a 4x3, but if you do a 4x4, I think it's quite rare, but they can. I think the adults can actually fall through a 4x4. But the plan is to basically chisel all of these holes out. This whole middle section will be holes, and we'll have the nest boxes and a couple of troughs on the outside to feed them. And the idea is that whenever the little babies walk over here onto the planks, they will fall through. So we're going to have like a 2-block or two wide gap, and then we'll do another 3x3. And yeah, I'm basically just going to follow this pattern all through and make it so that we've got holes in the floor for the babies to fall through. Also, a handy little tip, if you hold Alt, you don't actually even need to move around while chiseling. It makes it kind of a lot easier. This also works with pickaxing, and another tip is you can also zoom and chisel, which helped a lot with doing those gargoyles, I'll tell you. Okay, well, the chisel durability is so much better. Oh my god. We have our little holes in the floor. So hopefully this will help us with separating the generations of chickens. It's not the most efficient design, and it's not the best. They will definitely path over this, but as long as a few go through, it's going to help. It's going to help us just to keep the generations moving forward, basically. So, and the plan is, like, once they grow up downstairs, we'll basically just cage them up, kill all the ones at top, and, yep, release the new generation upstairs. So, I need to get another thing of glass cooking up so that we can actually bring our animals inside the barn. Let's also try out this iron pickaxe quickly, see how much faster it is. It's a little bit faster for sure. Not crazy amount, but it's every little helps, I guess. It's going to definitely make a difference in the long run. Alright, and let's get some more of these mud bricks made. Just like that, we get the dark ones. We can add some sand to do the light ones, but I've been using dark for the building. 40 might not be enough, actually. Okay, and that is basically how the roof looks before it gets chiseled. It looks really bad. But if we just... Oh, let me grab that brick. If we do half slab on the edge, and then... Let me just get up here to show you. So I chiseled this edge down to a slab, and then this one is just the 4x4 higher. This one is a full block, I believe, and then this one is a slab above. And then basically just repeat that pattern, round off these inner corners, and it doesn't look amazing, but it looks 10 times better than how it looks pre-chiseled. Compare that one to that one, and it's a hell of a difference. So I'm going to work on doing that. Also, oh, this is a big one. Beamium adds rope beams, which look like this. This is the smallest version. They do get bigger. And I thought it would be good for doing guitar strings, but unfortunately it kind of bugs out with the whole chisel thing, and they both connect to the same piece. The closest I can get is for it to connect here. So I was thinking maybe I push the guitar over using the planer, push it this way, and we can see if we get something that actually looks decent. So let me try this. Push you one, push you one. I'm gonna have to add more blocks into it to make it look right. But then push you this way one, and you the same. Oh, wow. We have completely messed everything up here, haven't we? Wow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to work on that. It's kind of ruined, and it looks really bad with like a 2-string big fat neck. Yeah, it doesn't look right. Really doesn't look right. Anyway, let's finish the barn. Right, let's turn this ingot into nails and strips. Cool them down. And with that, we should be able to make a 3x2 door. Yes, 3-tool door. There's a bunch of different gates, so we wanted to try like a 3x3 or something, but 3x2 I think is the best option for us. And with that, let's get rid of these tongs. And with those, we can seal off our barn. Shall we do it? Should we do it here, I think? Yeah, I like that. 3-tool doors, and they should open up together. They do. Let's do the same here. One bum. Okay, so somebody mentioned if I wanted to add chiseled blocks to other chiseled blocks, I can put them in the crafting grid. So let's turn this into a chiseled block on its side. And then we're going to pick it up. Then we're going to pick up this block on the corner. We're going to craft those together with this as the original. Add that to it. Oh, yeah. And then, when we look into this, it's got a sideways log, which means we can then go and... That's too big. Boom. Boom, ba boom. And we can get rid of all of that log texture that we don't want and just have it as the planed bark. That is beautiful. So let's get 3 more of those. Craft them together and replace that with that. Oh, that looks so much better. So much better. Okay, and I think that is the basic design of the barn finished. I'm pretty sure we've got all the windows in. We are going to add some beams to this. Do I go with the tiled beams or do I go with the regular beams? That's the question. These tiled ones could look pretty dank. Oh, I think it's going to have to be tiled ones for this, and we might use just regular oak for these because they will match this. Can we do a little bit of this? No, not like that. Okay, that looks pretty bad, but something like that, you get the idea. Could even pull it across like that. No, because beams like to be beams. Yeah, that looks pretty nice, and then we'll add just some little details with the plain beams, but we're not too worried about the decorations for now. Let's get the animals in so that they're safe. Oh, actually, let's also check on the shingles, because if we leave it without a roof, there's a chance that they get hit by lightning and all the chickens die, which is not what I want, and they're still cooking, so that's fine. Let's get the animals into the main barn, and we'll worry about the chickens in a sec. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I think the best way is to rip that open so that they can all filter through into that section as well. Then I need to get rid of this deer. Damn, he hits hard. Wow. I don't have a knife to skin that, but we will worry about that another time. Okay, let's tear the fence down. And we'll push them through. The pigs might not want to... Goats will go, but the pigs might need a bit of physical encouragement, I guess. Let's try and get all the goats over here. That'll make it easier. Put this down. No. Put the logs down, and then we'll put this down. Get out the way. Yep, good enough. Now, how do I get the pigs to move? Oh, damn, I should have brought some more planks as well. Hang on. Okay, idea number 2. Will you come for food? You should do, right? You should see the food and then go for it. There's food. Go on. There's food. I should have gotten my knife as well, actually. That body might decompose. It might even attract some predators. I heard that's a thing. Well, you know what? We don't need all of these boars, actually, so... I'm going to kill some of the males. Sow, boar, and there's 2 boars left, so we're going to get rid of this one as well. Okay, finally, I did it. I almost died again, but we have the pigs and we have the goats. Let's feed the goats as well. Oh man, that was annoying. Right, let's trap the chickens and get them in the coop as well. Okay, well I've added some more beams to the design just to spice things up a little bit. We've got a little design on the front. Beam around the windows just to frame them. Same on this side. I'd probably leave the side as it is. I might add like maybe some little details in the corners. But the front's looking okay. I'm not particularly fond of this long beam across the middle here, but I'm not getting any hitbox to take it down, so I'm guessing it's just gonna stay there. Yeah, it's not giving me the hitbox. But anyway, overall, it's looking pretty good. I quite like these ones that are just floating in midair. They look quite cool. It's looking alright. It's looking a lot better now that we've got a bit of detail on the design. Let's take a little look-see in here, shall we? I think the female should be pregnant. Several days left before ready to mate. That might be the baby, though. They run around so fast you can't really get a chance to read the tool. Oh, it says can be milked. But will become aggressive. We need to start trying to milk these things because it's essentially the whole reason of getting them. We're down to 3 pigs, unfortunately, because I killed a whole bunch of the boars, but they're pregnant. Yeah, that's pregnant, and you're 3 days before ready to mate, so I need to get on top of feeding these guys. I'm also going to replace this wooden thing with some mud bricks. I think I'm going to do the light version of mud bricks, and we'll do that in the floor here, and plane them down a click, or 2 clicks, just so they get some depth. But overall, it's looking pretty good. Also added the pathways. I'm going to start working on the pathways for the town. I also used up that entire iron shovel, digging out all of this. You can kind of see where the dirt was. It started here, and we dug out this whole patch here, so that we have some space to start building some more stuff and laying out the paths and stuff. And eventually, this is gonna be how it looks. We'll have this bee flower garden thing. We're going to move into the middle, very center of the town, I think, or maybe center front, so that it's a nice view from up top there. We'll have a bee garden. It's going to be like a flower garden, like a park, like a flower garden with some benches and some stuff. We'll have a big fountain in the middle of it, hopefully with some cool gargoyle-y type design. Big fountain in the middle, and that'll look pretty cool. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure on how I'm going to design that. I'll probably work on that in between episodes. I will also use all the dirt that I collected to make that more of a hill, make that look actually natural and not just like someone placed some dirt up there. I'm also going to have to keep an eye on these things. They are now laying eggs, but we're going to have to wait 5 or 6 days for them to actually start hatching, and hopefully the babies will fall through. I could if I really wanted to, I could come in here and add an extra click to all of these. We'll have some 4x3, some 3x3, but we'll leave it 3x3 for now. We might have to switch them to 4x3 just to get a bit more efficiency out of it, but hopefully it's okay. But yeah, that's about it for now. I think these little things, these little huts that we had out here, I think I'm going to leave them up, and we might actually eventually turn these into dog houses when we get some wolves. I might have a little search around, see if we can find some wolves in the wild, and we'll use these as like dog houses. And yeah, I might eventually add a second floor to this, but to be honest, I don't think it really needs it. We could just leave it like this, or I might add like a little rickety storehouse, like... That doesn't make any sense. A little rickety staircase going up to a small little loft in the top of the barn. But to be honest, not really necessary. I also need to obviously add the beams to this side, but I'm completely out of oak wood. And well, I've got 3 beams left, but that's not going to do it. So I'll have to get some more oak wood. I'll have to get some more stairs to finish off this side of it and add the pathways and stuff. But I'll do all that in between episodes. In the next episode, I'm not quite sure what the plan is. I'm going to try and, as I said, lay out the paths in between episodes. And in the next one, depending on the season, basically once it turns winter, we're going to switch into interior mode. I want to get all the shells of the buildings up as during the summer, spring months when there's no snow. And then during the winter, we'll focus on doing interiors. So we need to focus on the interior of the lantern shop. And for that, I have actually added some more mods. There's one called Japanese Architecture, which adds loads and loads and loads of different stuff. Apparently hatchet blades. Oh, this is used for making some of the... Yeah, you need that to make some of these frame pieces, basically. Shoji walls, which is one of the coolest things that this mod adds. Yeah. Shoji walls. That would be a cool thing to implement into the design of the interior. There's hearths, there's tatami mats, there's these cool tanzu, like chests. These actually work like chests, and they look like cool little chest of drawers. It does take extra nails and strips compared to the regular chest, but I think for the cool factor it'll be worth it. What do these take? Oh, you need to make 2 and put them together. Okay, that makes sense. Loads and loads of these. There's also like pillars. There's these another set of lanterns. Does it change the recipe for the lanterns? No, it doesn't. Okay, cool. Garasu wall. I'm not sure what the difference is, to be honest, but we'll find out when we start crafting them. Shoji and... Oh, okay, this one uses daub and the other one uses glass. I guess the other one's kind of see-through then. Cool. And Yakimatsu Ito. No idea. No idea, but it adds some cool blocks that we can use to decorate the interior of our lantern shop. The main one being these shojis and the other one, the walls. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to implement them. I'll have to mess around with it. Anyway, I also added another one called food shelves. I'm sure a lot of people already have these installed, to be honest, but it adds tons and tons and tons of different shelves and ways of storing food and drinks. Tons, kegs, egg baskets, fruit baskets, mushroom baskets, cooling things. The coolest thing, well, it's kind of a pun, the coolest thing is the freezer and the cooler, I think, because you actually have to... Oh, wow, I didn't realize you needed marble for that. Yeah, raw meat stored in this freezer stays fresh 60% longer, or up to 5 times longer, when ice is added. Well, we have absolutely tons of ice up there, so that's gonna really help, because meat does not last very long in this world at all. So we'll play around with some food shelves and see what we can do interior wise. I'll also have to get a whole bunch more buildings up. I also added another one, which was shelf obsessed, I believe. Yes, it was shelf obsessed, which basically adds the ability to put all kinds of different items on bookshelves, which you weren't able to before. So like different types of ores, gears, gemstones, all kinds of stuff. Loads and loads and loads of different things that we'll be able to add on bookshelves just to make things look cooler and make the interiors look a bit more fancy, a bit more interesting, because the interior is probably the hardest thing for me to do. So yeah, that is probably going to be the plan for the next episode, working on some interiors. I might throw up a couple of small buildings. There's so many things that I want to do. I want to do a bakery. I want to do a pottery shop. I need to do a tannery for leather making. I want to do many other things. I want to turn this into a little hobbit hole. I need to add a staircase going up to this. We'll have an abandoned mine up here. I want to add like a wall so that for the entrance to the castle, the staircase going up, we need to have a windmill. That is going to be like extremely important to get a windmill going so that we can have health hammers and all that stuff. The windmill probably is going to sit where this tree is sitting and maybe poke out a little bit more, and that'll look cool on the side of the mountain, I think. But yeah, loads and loads of things, loads and loads of plans, and to be honest, it's all going to be weather dependent. Once it starts snowing, we're just going to focus on interior stuff. But I will work on the pathways in between episodes. I'm also going to harvest up all the crops that we've got, because winter is probably not that far away. I think I see everything turning orange and brown, so I'm guessing, yeah, September. We've got like 2 months left before the winter hits, so I might throw up some more little shells of buildings, or I might just focus on trying to get this mound of dirt bigger and better. But I think that is probably going to do it for this episode, guys. Hopefully it's not too short. I've got hours upon hours, like 7.5 hours of recording to skip through and chop up into an episode. But yeah, that is all we've got time for in today's episode. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, as always, my dudes, and I will see you in the next one.